Welcome here to a very special edition of Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. We are inside, as always, the Great Lakes Honda City studios. Great Lakes Honda City is where I've gotten my vehicle for over a decade. I got my 2025 Honda CRV, and thank you, Great Lakes Honda City, for keeping me safe in the snow, in the ice, in the sleet, in the rain, and all the stuff we've gotten this season. I appreciate it so very much. I got my car right before winter. And so, thanks to Great Lakes Honda City, as always, you can find the CRV, the HRV, the Ridgeline, the Pilot, Accord, Civic, and more by going to GreatLakesHondaCity.com and visiting them on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York, Monday through Saturday. Let them know that DT sent you. Appreciate it as always. I am here picture in picture with Moe Neal. I have a few things that I need to say. Now, first and foremost, I'm wearing a number 2 jersey. This is the Greg Paulus jersey. Greg Paulus was behind me in school at Christian Brothers Academy by a year. I was in the same class as his brother, Chris Paulus. So shout out to Greg. Much love. Shout out to my buddy Ross Turetsky, who got me this jersey. He also got me a shirt that said "The Devil Wears Orange." But I don't really, I mean, it was a play on words, but I don't really wear that shirt because I support God. So with that being said, I have a 2 jersey because I don't have a 2-1 jersey. My favorite number is 21, and I consider him a little brother, but Moe Neal still has not gotten me anything from my studio. So I am waiting for my 21 jersey to be hanging up somewhere because I got a Julian Wickham 21, and that says great broadcaster, better friend. So I'm waiting for a Moe Neal something to grace my presence. So we'll talk to Mo about that in a second. But before we do that, I want to let y'all know something. Rob Drummond is one of my closest friends. I consider him a brother. He is a fantastic human being. He's also a Syracuse Orange Running Back alum. I want to let everybody know something that you may not know. Rob Drummond he is on the list of top 3 in Syracuse football history in yards per carry with a minimum of 200 carries. It's Ernie Davis, Jim Brown, Rob Drummond. Rob had 5.51 yards a carry. Very close in that number by simple decimal points. We have Walter Reyes, James Mungro, Sean Tucker, as well as Floyd Little, D. Brown, Joe Morris, and the man that is picture in picture with me, Moe Neal. The distance between him being in the top 10, which he's in the top 10, the distance between him and the top 3 was less than, and this is crazy, less than 0.3 here yards per carry. He had 5.28. Rob Drummond in the top 3, 5.51. So he's behind Rob by a mere 0.23 yards per carry. And I will say this because the statute of limitations is over and because I can. Moe Neal, if they had allowed him to play running back and left him in position all 4 seasons, he wouldn't have had 2,560 yards. He would have had over 3,000 yards, and he probably, very arguably, could have found that 0.23 in his average to be one of the top 3 running backs in Syracuse football history in yards per carry. So with that knowledge being sent to all of you, I proudly bring on my brother Moe Neal. Mo, how we doing?
Doing good, man. Appreciate it. Appreciate the introduction. I like that. I like that for sure, man. Appreciate it. It's always a pleasure to, be guest here on the show, man. So I'm excited.
And I am going to go back to my first point. Am I getting a Moe? Like, do I have to come down to North Carolina and pick it up myself, or how's that going to work out?
Uh, when you coming this year, right? For media day?
I should be coming down. Well, yeah, so I will be down this year for Media Day. Hopefully, I'll be down before that. But yeah, I mean, and this is no disrespect to anybody who played in Syracuse because you know I love you all. Mo's on a short list of like, why is it not in my studio yet? So do I have to come get it?
Yeah, we gonna write. Well, actually that because I could send it off, but if you want to have me hand it to you in person or you come to the crib and pick something out that you like.
Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna go shopping at Mo's house. So, so do you have an all orange?
Jersey?
Yeah.
Do I still have an all orange one? I believe I do. I believe I got not. Well, I got the my senior year one. I think I still have the orange one. I think I do. If not, I've only given. I don't know. I've only given a couple away. I gave one to my high school head coach.
Yeah.
Um, I gave him a white one, I believe.
Okay.
Um, and I gave who did I give? Oh, one of our big time um, friends from Syracuse. I gave him one. You know, he been close to the family. You know, and he always looked out for my family and stuff when we came up to stay, and
Yeah.
so I gifted him one as well.
Okay. Well, I'm going shopping, so don't be giving anything else away right now.
I
So
got you.
only if you want to. I mean, I would love
Yeah.
to have it because you and I are family, as your father and you have told me so much, and obviously your mom has been so loving and caring your whole family. So only if you want me to, but it would be an honor if I could.
Yeah, no doubt. We can definitely arrange that for sure.
I feel like I need a Shelly Moe Neal artifact as well. I think I need something from Shelly. What would like if your dad was represented in my studio? What would it be?
Definitely something that say I say yo. You know, that's him. That's his saying.
Yeah.
Everybody see him. I say yo. But everybody in Syracuse, all my teammates, you know, they every time I see Big Mo, I say yo.
Yeah.
So definitely something like that, maybe like a bobblehead of him, and I say yo at the bottom, something like that.
Yeah. We got to do that, and I got it. I mean, Shelly's got your dad has such a deep voice, and it's funny because sometimes people are talking to me and they're like, "You have a deep voice," but your dad and I can like obviously do impressions and stuff, so I can make my voice sound different, maybe a little bit deeper. But when your dad, when you did the video, which and thank you for the incredible words that I will work to earn for the rest of my life. But you and your dad, what you said in the 21-year broadcasting anniversary video that y'all sent over, he started off the video and you just see him sitting there and all of a sudden you hear, congratulations, Dan. And I was just like, and like that deep voice. And I'm like,
Yeah.
man, I'm so happy Shelly's on my team and that I'm not meeting him in an alley on the other side of him. I'm just gonna say that. But is there a do you catch yourself like as you talk? Do you feel like, oh my goodness, one day I'm gonna have that deep, like Shelly Moe voice? Do you have moments?
Yeah, for sure. I had a couple of my friends and stuff tell me like I sound like him sometimes, certain words that I say. So definitely to see myself just like that when I get older.
Well, we could say to you, I know he's watching. We could say to mom and dad, I say yo. So we could definitely say that. And I remember he would always, and he would text me that. He would say that to me. So definitely happy to have you here, Mo. Number 21. We know your history. We know the work that you've done. 2,560 yards and over 5 yards a carry, more than halfway to a first down on average every time you touch the ball. Now that you're looking at life after football, how have you reflected? Have you reflected? How have you reflected? What has the process been of saying that's the end of this chapter and then looking back on it?
Well, I would say I'm just very blessed. Sum it up, grateful, blessed for the opportunity that I had to come in the grace of such wonderful individuals on and off the field. My time at Syracuse, um, feel like I was a part of changing culture there, and when I first got there on campus, that's what I wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Although I would have won more games, but I do believe that we trended in the right direction. My junior year and senior year kind of was a little smack in the mouth, but I feel like we ended off on the right note, and eventually, Syracuse in the next couple years, and this past year, Fran Brown coming in and changing the culture even more. Um, I feel like this is great to be a part of something special. So reflecting back and just watching the younger guys is great to see. Obviously, my position
Yeah.
to see younger guys come in and have success and the team success as a whole. My career, I mean, I feel like the numbers and production speaks for itself. Um, I don't like to toot my own horn, but I guess I have to give myself some flowers. I feel like you turn on the tape, you'll see just the dynamic that I brought to the team. I feel like uh, I was a change of pace guy, a guy that, like I said, just that spark of energy.
Yeah.
All 4 years of anytime I touch the ball, something magnificent can happen, and I try my best to do that a lot of times. And it was great. It was great just playing at the highest level, being able to compete against guys that are playing on Sundays now, Pro Bowlers, All Pro guys.
Yeah.
This is a great experience. So when I reflect back on it, obviously my career didn't end up the way I wanted to, but at the end of the day, I'm very blessed, and I feel like I left my mark there. I was a captain. I was two-time winner of the Mark Hoffman Award, running the best, which means the best running back on the team.
Yeah.
My junior and senior year. And yeah, like I said, I finished top 10 in rushing. I don't know if I'm still am rushing and yards per carry. So, I feel like I left my mark. I left it all out there with the opportunity that was presented to me. I did the best with it, and like I say, it didn't end up the way I wanted to. My professional career, but um, just reflecting back, man, it's been a great run. I just recently got my jersey retired at my high school, so that was a great honor just to get recognized, by my community, by my school, as one of the greats to come through, and that's very, very great and very humbling experience for me, and just to have my family there, everybody, people, that's been support me all through the years, reaching out to me. So it's been great. It's been a wonderful ride. I have my bad days sometimes where I be like, why am I not still playing? Because
Yeah.
I know I can. I definitely have those, every once in a while, but I try not to question God too much, man. He always has a plan, and he's been nothing but wonderful in my life, and he continues to be great in my life, and so many great things that I've accomplished, being outside of football already, and it's gonna be a lot more of those accomplishments coming, and I'm just, grateful, blessed, and just looking to turn over this new chapter and work every day like I was playing football since I was 7 until I was 23, 22, 23, 23 my senior year. Yeah, so just carry on that mentality and yeah, man, just embark on a new journey to create my own family, create a new legacy for the Neal family, and just build off that.
Moe Neal.
Hi, this is Amy from Mother's Cupboard, home of the whole frittata. We are open daily 6 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. For takeout orders, call 315-432-0942 and tune in to Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora for our monthly food challenge and try our Wake Up Call signature menu item available 7 days a week. Here at Mother's Cupboard, we are Central New York, and it's our honor to serve you.
Ma and Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory remind us that every day is worth celebrating at 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York. Open Monday through Saturday in-store and always online at maandpaspopcorn.com. Serving our Central New York community and beyond, order anywhere, anytime at maandpaspopcorn.com. Stop in to get a tin at Ma and Pa's on 201 7th North Street in Liverpool, New York to get your half-price refills for the rest of your life. Come to Ma&Pa's for your holiday gift giving for family, friends, employees, and clients. And remember, for fundraising and events, to call 315-450-6272. That's 315-450-6272. Ma&Pa's Kettle Corn and Popcorn Factory. How corny are you?
This is Jimmer Sikowski, owner-operator of Chick-fil-A Cicero, 7916 Brewerton Road in Cicero, right in front of the Home Depot. I had a deep feeling that God wanted me to do something bigger with my life and to help people, help others. He kept putting Chick-fil-A in my life, and I realized as I was going through the franchise selection process that positively impacting the lives of others was really core to what we do here at Chick-fil-A. First of all, it starts with the food. The food is brought in fresh daily. We bring in local produce. We prepare to order in the kitchen. We hand bread our chicken. We hand spin our milkshakes. It's great food. It doesn't taste like fast food. I think the second thing is the way people feel when they come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. It's different. We try to treat people with intentional kindness here, which is very different and deeper than good customer service. And so I think it feels remarkable for most people to come in a Chick-fil-A restaurant. And then lastly, the impact that we try to have in the community is very different. It's a big part of the expectation of every operator of a Chick-fil-A restaurant is that they're actively engaged in their community, they're a leader in the community, and they're making a difference. When they realize that what we're striving to do is to shine a little light in their life, that's a very, very different experience than you will have in any other quick service restaurant. And it's that remarkable experience that I think people will emotionally connect with.
Moe Neal here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Syracuse Orange alum and an alum of the newer iteration of the XFL. Had an opportunity with the San Antonio Brahmas. You did some work out there as well in recent history. You talked about you believed you were in the books for other things. I got two more things to name here. Career yards. Joe Morris, 4,299. Walter Reyes, Sean Tucker, DeLon Carter, Larry Zonka, James Mungro, Floyd Little, David Walker, D. Brown, and yourself all on this list of having over 2,500 yards. The crazy thing about this list, the absolute amazing thing about this list, I'm looking at it right now, is I've interviewed every single player on that list except for Larry Zonka. I've interviewed Joe Morris. I've interviewed Walter Reyes, may he rest in peace. I've interviewed Sean Tucker, DeLon Carter, James Mungro, Floyd Little, may he rest in peace, David Walker, D. Brown, and yourself. That's insane. So of the career leaders in yards, I've had at least 9 of 10 on Wake Up Call. So Larry Zonka, respond to my messages. And I would say to the other
Larry.
Yeah, come on, Larry. Let's finish out the 10. And I don't know if you know this, but you're number 1. Highest average yards per carry in a single game of having a minimum of 8 carries. You carried the ball 8 times for 159 yards on November 9th, 2018 against Louisville. And at home, you had a yards per carry average in that game of 19.88 yards per carry. And you passed Ernie Davis for having the most yards per carry in a single game of a minimum of 8 carries in a game. You're still number 1 in Syracuse history, I believe, on that list. Thoughts?
Man, I didn't know that. That's awesome, especially to pass a guy like Ernie Davis. That's surreal. I mean, watching the Express, growing up, I actually rewatched that a couple times. So my girlfriend actually, I made her watch it with me, and she enjoyed it as well. Just to give her a little backstory on the university and stuff like that, and what those guys had to go through and deal with on top of playing football.
Yeah.
But to be mentioned, like all the greats, Floyd Little, Jim Brown, Ernie Davis, Larry Zonka, it's crazy that my name is mentioned with those guys when you talk about different stats at the running back position. Definitely honored and grateful. Like I said, just blessed, man.
Yeah, you passed Ernie Davis to take the number one spot. Ernie had 9 carries for 141 yards at home against West Virginia 3 days after my birthday, well before I was born, October 24th, 1959, 15.67 yards per carry. So you passed Ernie Davis to take the record of the highest average yards per carry in a game in Syracuse history by over 4 yards. So you didn't just pass Ernie. You passed Ernie by exactly 4.21 yards, which is awesome because you wore 21. So 4.21 yards. You passed him. Also on the list, Earl Vaughn, Prince Tyson Gully, who's a friend, James Mungro, Eric Dungy at quarterback, Rob Conrad at fullback, Jim Brown, Jarvion Howard, and Jim Anderson, all on that top 10 list that I'm looking at here. So absolutely incredible. So we see you on the list for career yards, highest average yards per carry in a game with a minimum of 8 carries, and then seeing you in career with a minimum of 200 carries, career yards per carry being on that list as well. Really incredible for Mo. He never averaged below 5 yards a carry in any of his 4 seasons. And you were used out of position. You were kind of like this hybrid H-back thing for a little bit of time. Rob Drummond, who's on that list in the top 3 for yards per carry with a minimum of 200 carries in a career at Syracuse, they shifted him to wide receiver at one point and then ended up shifting him back to running back. You got shifted to this hybrid position, and then you were a running back again. It just makes me wonder with you and Rob, if you were strictly a running back your whole career at Syracuse, what more would have been on that list? I think you would have been a 3,000-yard back.
No doubt. I agree too. With more opportunities and like the design runs that got implemented later when I left, I feel like I definitely would have had a lot more success for sure.
Yeah, and I want to get to, so this past season, another one of my guys here, LeQuint Allen Jr., he passed a friend of mine who was totally fine with it, totally happy with it, and I put out the post, and this gentleman in Syracuse history responded to my post publicly and gave a shout out and love to LeQuint Allen Jr., that being Antoine Bailey. Antoine Bailey had the most career receptions for a running back in Syracuse football history. This year, he was passed by LeQuint Allen Jr. Thoughts on number 1, LeQuint Allen Jr., as he gets set for hopefully being drafted in the 2025 NFL Draft?
Yeah, it is awesome. I got to see him live. I got to see him live in 2023 twice. I went up to Syracuse when they played Clemson, and I went to go watch them play Chapel Hill as well. And this is watching him on TV, man. He's an every down back. He's tough. He's relentless.
Yeah.
He remind you of like an old school running back, man. He's so tough. He's not scared to stick his nose in there. In the blocking game, he's very physical, and on top of all that, like what you just said, is he can catch the ball, which is amazing. And in today's football, being a running back, you can't just run the ball. You got to be able to catch the ball as well. How the game is designed nowadays. So, man, he's been wonderful to watch and watch him grow over the years. Just being behind Sean Tucker and finally getting his shot and taking over the reins and being that guy for Syracuse. And I think when Fran Brown first came in, I think LeQuint was one of those guys that Fran was like, yeah, he's a dude. And so no matter the coaching staff, he succeeded with Babers and he succeeded with Fran Brown. So that just lets you know right there that the type of caliber of kid he is, that he can thrive in any system and he can be that guy for you. So I'm definitely excited for his career, man. And, I don't get to talk to him much. We follow each other on Instagram and stuff like that. But, and I'll, message him from time to time throughout the year or whatever the case may be. But he's definitely a great kid. And I'm definitely, rooting for him for sure.
This season, he willed Syracuse to win in multiple games, literally refusing to fall, keeping his entire body up with one hand, pulling a guy into the end zone. What is the NFL getting with a guy like LeQuint that seems to have a never say die? there are guys that are talented, and there are
Mhm.
guys that have the will to win. What can you
Exactly.
say to LeQuint's will to win and what an NFL team would get with him?
You can't coach that. That's something that you can't coach. That's something that you can't draw up on the board, X's and O's. That's something that you can't train you can't train a guy. Like, it's gotta be in you. And he has that swagger, that attitude about him, like you say, like, never say never, never die. Like he's a go getter.
Yeah.
And my favorite, play of the year is definitely that overtime win in Vegas when he literally carried the guy in the end zone. I think he had like a 4 touchdown game that night as well. And that's just one of the great displays he's displayed his whole career there, just being like that relentless guy. And I can tell he's a vocal leader too. I remember like just the frustration of him watching him live in 2023 of that Chapel Hill game when it was kind of like guys were sort of laying down and you could tell that's not him. He wasn't with that. And, he was in some guys' ear. The coaches kind of had to calm him down. And, these things I'm looking at because when I look at guys, especially my position and just being on the sideline, I want to look at, how he carry himself when he's not getting the ball, how is he as a teammate. And when I say that an NFL organization is getting an all-around kid when they take a chance on him. And he's going to be great. He's going to work. He's a guy that's going to play special teams. If you need him to play special teams, he's going to do what it needs to be done. And he's a team player. He wants to win. And the more that you get guys like that in your organization, the more success you're going to have. So, like I say, a kid like that, man, you can't coach that. You can't coach that will. You can't coach that drive. You just got to want it. It's got to be in you. You got to have that dog, as they say.
Yeah, and I would imagine. Avicoli's, located on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, has been your trusted neighbor for decades. Located just steps from Liverpool High School, we're happy to have the Liverpool Warriors on-site, on-location broadcast at Avicoli's through Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora every single month, featuring student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the year from Liverpool High School. Head out to Avicoli's today on the corner of Route 57 and Wetzel Road in Liverpool, New York, open Tuesday through Sunday for lunch, dinner, and drinks. We'd love to see you out there. And of course, you can call them at 315-622-5100 for takeout, delivery, and catering. That's 315-622-5100. And also find them on myavicolis.com. That's myavicollis.com. Having peace of mind when you're out of town that your furry-loving friend is safe and sound means taking them to Canine Campground, because we all know that when it comes to the love of our pets, it goes well beyond the call of duty to make sure they're safe and sound. Right, Lily? So take a ride to 242 Johnson Street in East Syracuse, New York, and see Canine Campground and where your dog will be staying in the classic cabin, the executive cabin, the grand cabin, or of course the luxury cabin, because if you know Lily, you know she loves luxury. Now you don't have to wait to the last minute to find a family member or a friend that'll take your dog for a few days. Call Canine Campground at 315-299-4013. That's 315-299-4013. Their drop-off and pickup times are Monday through Sunday. Check K9campground.com for more information. That's the letter K, the number 9, and campground spelled with a K.com. K9campground.com.
When you're going out of town, bring your dog to Canine Campground.
Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes. In these unique times, there are those in our community that give us a sense of normalcy and positivity. Pizza Man on 50 Oswego Street in Baldwinsville has been here for you for over 35 years and is here now. Call 315-638-1234 or order online at pizzamanbville.com to bring those familiar tastes into your home. And remember to come see our monthly on-site broadcasts centered around the community and our Baldwinsville Bees. Pizza Man in Baldwinsville. Any way you slice it, they are always here for you. Looking for your next ride? Look no further than Great Lakes Honda City, located on 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Serving our community for decades, their new and pre-owned vast array of vehicles are available to you Monday through Saturday on site. To search from home, shop at GreatLakesHondaCity.com. Call 315-365-5576 to set up an appointment. That's 315-365-5576 for Great Lakes Honda City, 7140 Henry Clay Boulevard in Liverpool, New York. Great cars, great people, Great Lakes.
All right, you need to come out here and get yourself the Brooklyn Pickle. I was talking about this with one of my buddies. I was like, yo, there's no better sandwich in the state of New York than the Brooklyn Pickle. And now that I found out that they're going down to North Carolina, we are taking over your taste buds everywhere you are, wherever you're going to be. You need to get yourself out to the Brooklyn Pickle. Pinehurst, you just realized that you found yourself the best sandwich shop that you're ever going to have. This is a glorious moment. It's a blessing to your community. You're welcome. Brooklyn in the house, baby. Go over to the Brooklyn Pickle. You already know what it is.
You heard the man. Head to Brooklyn Pickle Pinehurst on 1788 Old Morgantown Road in Southern Pines, North Carolina. Yeah, and I would imagine he's going to get drafted. I mean, he was a return specialist on special teams. He, obviously he has the most catches ever in Syracuse history for a running back. And he put together back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons, which Syracuse hasn't typically done in a long time. It was forever until Sean Tucker, and then, getting to see LaQuint Allen Jr. do it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have
on
a
top
game?
of that, I mean, he cut you off. On top of that, he also, Senior Bowl, I saw a few clips where he also solidified himself as, being around some of the top talent in the country, and he still was able to, show that level of like I'm a little bit above here when it comes to wanting to, and when it comes to just winning reps. So I got to see a few clips, and I was excited to see that. I was waiting to see how he would stack up, against other, some of the best talent, seniors in the country, and he held his own. So like I said, man, that kid, he got it all. I'm excited for him, excited for whatever team takes a chance on him, and he's definitely gonna be a game changer.
Yeah, I mean, he's been amazing, and I mean, to the man, when he was behind Sean, him and I talked throughout his career. Same as, that's, how it is. I talk to you guys whether you get 2 carries or 200 carries, doesn't matter. And so we built a relationship, as I do with so many, and I'm blessed by God to have those and God's grace on me. And so when I see him after a game, whether I was interviewing him or not, I'd go around the corner and he'd come around and he'd be like, "What's up, man?" And he just, give me a big hug, and, he's like, "Hi," and he would always, "How you doing? How are you?" I'm like, "Dude, you just had a game. How are you doing?" He's like, "No." He was always like, "How are you?" And I remember I was downtown and I was with my dad, and I'm walking through the crowd. There's all these people, and I see LeQuint, and I went up to him, same thing, and he shakes my hand, pulls me in, gives me a hug, big smile, and I said, Dad, I said I want to introduce. I was like, I want to introduce you to my dad, and my dad walked away. There's a lot of things going on. My dad goes, he's like, who is that again? I said, that's number one. I said that's your back right there.
Yeah.
But just a sweet, kind, like you would want to have him in your house around your family for dinner, and then just a complete dog, like you said, on the football field. I'm so excited for him, and and the NFL should definitely take a chance on LeQuint and should have on Moe Neal. But you know how I feel about things, so we know how I feel about things. I mean, hey, the proof is in the pudding. So yeah, but I'm looking forward to LeQuint. I want to get your thoughts on, was there a game for you? We talked about reflecting on your career. Was there a game for you where you felt like you willed something to happen? Like we talk about LeQuint pulling somebody in the end zone, staying on his feet, just overtime, it doesn't matter. Like, I'm getting in the end zone. He was a game winner in multiple games this season. Is there a piece of your history at Syracuse that you can go back to and go, this is a moment where like I really just like dug deeper than I had ever dug before, and I did something?
I would say maybe my senior year against Western Michigan. I remember that game just being a hard nosed game, and I remember the first drive of the game, just that run I had. It's like I broke up the middle, and like I broke like two tackles, like two guys like really dunked on my back, shrugged them both off, and ran to the end zone. That play sticks out to me, just one of my favorite runs. Just being like relentless and not going down. Also, one of my favorite flashy plays that I feel like I willed. I didn't score, which I am still mad to this day, but the bowl game my junior year when Dungy was back there scrambling. And it was a tight game at this time, too. Pretty tight game, and we needed to play. I think it was like third and long. Dungy, he really scrambled back like probably about 15, 20 yards. And we like, everybody guess I can, as the crowd of fans looking like, oh, man, you about to get sacked. And literally, I was blocking, and then I see him. I'm like, Dungy, yo. Like, he luckily, like, as he's going down to the ground, he's getting sacked. He just throws it to me. And I think it was kind of like almost behind the line of scrimmage, but I remember catching that thing, man. And like I came across the field. I turned that thing up, made a little move, did like a little mini hurdle over the guy. Stumbled, regained my balance, got my balance back, took off running. I was, charging for the end zone. I thought I was there, and then literally guy came out, shoestring tackled me, and I think I got hit on like maybe 4 to 3 yard line, and then at that time they would take me out goal line and put somebody else in and get my touchdown. But it is what it is. I should have finished the play though. But I feel like that's definitely a play where I feel like just the determination of will just to make a play, because I was a little upset that game and that I wasn't getting the touches, because I was on the verge of a 1,000-yard season that year too, and I felt like maybe a good game I could have got it, but it didn't go my way. So I was just hungry for a play, and like I said, it just goes back to what I said earlier, just giving myself my flowers. It's like I was a game changer, and I could do anytime I touch the ball, a play can be made, and that right there was a great play by two, get me the ball, and myself just finishing and then regaining that spark for the team. And after we got that touchdown, I think that pretty much laid West Virginia down, and we got the comfortable victory. But yeah, that was a couple of my favorite plays, man, where I feel like I will something to happen for sure.
So I'll say this here with Moe Neal, Syracuse Orange running back, alum in our history here of Syracuse Orange. Fantastic running backs, and we're here on Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora inside the Great Lakes Honda City Studios for this Spotlight Special with Moe. I was like, you got to trust your memory. And my brain was like, didn't Moe Neal have a touchdown on his first carry in college? And I couldn't remember the game. So 33-7 win over Colgate at home. This dude on the screen with me right now took his first carry from Dungy. By the way, Dungy, this is a Greg Paulus /you jersey because Dungy knows I love him. So, and so do his mom and his brother and his sister and his dad up in heaven. God bless. Always up in heaven. And shout out to Tim. So I was like, the whole time that we're talking, I'm like, I could have sworn Moe Neal had a touchdown on his first carry, and I was sitting there with Isaac Elford, and I just feel like that was Mo. Well, 49 yards to the house, 33-7 victory over Colgate. Bro, first carry in college, almost a 50-yard touchdown. Bring me into that one.
Yeah, I actually, it's crazy. I didn't even think about that one, but that's another one too. You could put in that where I like willed it to happen, but it was a great all around play though. I wouldn't say that really like I willed it on my own. It was just a great play, great setup, great blocking on that play, man. But yeah, so first ever college game coming in, and being a guy in high school, I've never had that feeling of, being on the sideline too much. So I was just remembering, like, I've been on the sideline all game. The whole first quarter I didn't get in. And I was just sitting there like, once I get my opportunity, I gotta make something happen. I gotta make a play. And I remember it was in the second quarter. They called my number. It was like, Mo, you up? This is your drive. I was like, okay, this is it. It's time. So in my head, I'm like, it's time. And lo and behold, they called a run play. Coach Lewis, it was a sideline call because I think it was like, I think we had just changed possessions. And I remember they called a run play, and it was under the center run play as well too. And actually, a guy that was lead blocking for me at the time, my roommate, my brother, Kenneth Ruff, KJ. That's my dog. So shout out to KJ, man. He take credit for the play anyway. So
Yeah.
Don't let people know, like, hey, you scored your first ever touchdown because me. Like, but nah, he's definitely one of the guys at the time where we had him doing both sides. His freshman year, he was a D tackle, and he was so skilled that they had him at fullback in certain packages, so he was in on that formation. So that's a great memory for the both of us, just being roommates together, coming in and rolling early, being roommates throughout all 4 years there. We still have a great relationship to this day. I'm the godfather of his son, so we still like this, man. So it's always great to hear from him and talk with him. But yeah, back on topic. My fault.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, he called the play, so I line up back there. I'm like, all right, this is it. So, my eyes scanning and I'm looking. I'm like, I'm in the dome, the fans. It wasn't packed. It wasn't a packed house, but it was still the most fans I'd never played in front of, coming from a small town, Gastonia. And I played in, some pretty big crowds, but this one, obviously, the biggest crowd I'd played in at my young career. And yeah, I remember Dundee saying, all the cadence out, saying, Hut. Got the ball. Remember, it was a hole there. It was like a little clog, and I remember jump cutting back to, I believe, the right side of the field. Jump cutting back to the right side of the field, hitting the hole, and I remember the hole just parting up so wide, and I hit it, got up on that safety real fast, kind of made a move, and then I tried to put up a stiff arm, but my stiff arm actually missed. And I missed him, but luckily he still slipped off me. He tried to make a tackle, and he slipped off me, and the rest is history, man. I took it on to the crib down the sideline, turned up with the fans. Teammates came to the end zone. It was a great feeling. I ain't gonna lie, that was definitely one of the best feelings of my career for sure, man. Just always being able to say, like, hey, my first ever time touching the ball in college was a touchdown. So
Yeah.
not a lot of people could say that, and that was definitely a special moment.
Yeah, wasn't it great for you to be a part of Kenneth Ruff's touchdown? So
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. That's how his story is. That's how his story is for sure.
So, what do you want to say? I know you mentioned Kenneth Ruff playing on both sides of the ball. He's so talented. What do you want to say to your offensive line? You know, to the guys that you were with, obviously it changes over a 4-year span, but just what you want to say to the offensive line, if there's anything that comes to mind.
Yeah, man, I love those guys. Offensive line as a running back, your offensive linemen are your best friends. Um, you want to take care of them guys, so they take care of you. So all 4 years, man, I always had good bonds with my old linemen. Evan Adams, um, Cody Conway, Aaron Service, uh, Aaron. But Aaron, I always had a great relationship with him. He was like kind of older guy when I got there. So he was good on and off the field, man. Just vibing with a great guy, genuine. And who else? I don't know. Probably missing some guys, but all those guys was great. And in my senior year, I got to see. He was a puppy at the time, but what's my man's played for Falcons? Can't think of his name.
Matt Bergeron.
Yeah, Matt Big Burge. But I knew he was gonna be special. His freshman year, my senior year, him getting to start as a true freshman, and he took his lumps that year, but you could tell that he was gonna be a very special player, and it showed. And now he's starting O line for the Falcons, blocking for a great running back, Bijan Robinson. So hats off to Matt Burge for sure. But offensive linemen, man, they were great over the years. Like I say, with the opportunities that I was presented with, I feel like we made the most of it as a group. And yeah, uh, without those guys, I'm nothing. So definitely hats off to them over the years for protecting me and opening up those holes so I could be in those record books in certain categories.
Yeah, and I got to ask you this. You said, you guys take care of each other. Did you ever have to do anything for the offensive line? Did you have to buy them dinner? Was there anything where you had to do something nice or you chose to do something nice for them? Because those are the stories that we don't ever hear. I mean, did you ever walk up to the guys and say, "Man, I love y'all," and then Evan goes, "Well, if you love us, then you better feed us." Like, I mean, was there ever a moment like that?
Nah, so I didn't ever take them out as a whole. Back then we didn't have NIL back then. I mean, if I was in this era, I would have getting paid and stuff like that, and an endorsement, all the money those guys be making now. I definitely would have been treating my O line to dinner as a whole group. But yeah, not as a whole group, but individual. If I'm hanging out with one like Cody Conway, Evan, or Aaron Roberts, like. Those guys, or we used to have this thing too, where we had the drink machine. I remember a couple of times some of the guys, Aaron Service, I'll bring them Gatorade. It's like y'all thirsty or something like that. Just laughing and joking, get them some Gatorade or something like that. But always just, I guess, my thing was with them is I would talk to those guys. I'll hang out. I would eat with them in the cafeteria. Me and Cody used to play Madden all the time. Cody Conway, he was real good at Madden, so me and him used to play all the time. And yeah, so just building a genuine relationship with those guys outside of football, I feel like that meant the most to them as well. Just to let those guys know, like, hey, you don't get all the recognition in the papers or the highlight. You're not in all the highlight reels, but
Yeah.
Just give those guys those flowers of games are won and lost in the trenches, and without those big guys up front, man, nothing goes. So definitely thankful for them guys for sure.
Yeah, and I appreciate you saying that. I mean, I think about going back and there's going back to the time of Jerome Smith, who's a good friend as well, and Rome. I remember one time he came up and it was something that he did. I think it was an achievement he had. And after the game, they said, "Okay, Jerome, come up to the podium, speak to the media." the offensive linemen all walked up onto the podium for the post game, and they all stood there in a line, and then he stood in front of them.
Mm.
And so like they were trying to honor him, and it was like, I'm not standing up here without these guys.
Yeah.
So I think about that moment, which I thought was really like an awesome moment. And then like what you had to say. Now, you mentioned NIL. If you were playing right now, Mo, and you could get any NIL deal, think about the stuff you like. What company would you want to work with? What brand would you want to have an NIL deal with?
I feel like I'll be playing the game, so definitely something like Microsoft, something like that, Xbox. I love my Bojangles down here in the Carolinas. Little discount Bojangles, NIL, or obviously I see like a lot of ones I like is like with the cars. You know, a lot of guys car
Yeah.
dealership go
Yeah.
out to. I can see some guys like the big GMCs or Mercedes or whatever the case may be. So I definitely would have loved to be in this era and be able to pick. But yeah, those are some of my favorites. I would say. Um, yeah, just I would have loved the benefit from my name, image, and likeness for sure.
Yeah. It's funny because you mentioned Bojangles. I call it the Jang Jang. That's what whenever I'm going to Bojangles, I'm like, if I'm on the phone with someone, I'm like, they're like, where are you going to eat? I was like, Jang, I'm going to the Jang Jang. But I dated somebody from North Carolina back in the day, and she's from Princeton. And
Okay.
I was gonna put this out here, Mo. I think I need a Southern woman, and let's just be real. But so
Can't go wrong. Yeah.
hey, I'm just saying. And so, because I feel like part of me was born in the South, but so I went down to visit her, and the first thing that we did when I got down there, she said, "We're gonna be my brother." She said, "I'm gonna bring you to Bojangles." She's like, "You ever been to Bojangles?" I was like, "No." She's like, "Oh, we're gonna go to Bojangles." And I remember sitting there. I got chicken tenders, and I got the fries, and I'm all about that like seasoning. And the
Mm.
seasoning at Bojangles so very good. And obviously Syracuse is in the ACC, and Bojangles works with the ACC. So during the ACC kickoff that we have down in Charlotte, North Carolina, Bojangles will do like a snack every year, and so they'll give us like that blueberry biscuit and all that stuff. So I just want to give some love to the Jang Jang because they deserve it. They should have it. What is your
Yeah.
go-to meal at Bojangles?
Oh, so the Supremes, man, all day. What you just said, you got to get the tenders. Supremes for sure. Every blue moon might switch it up, get a 3-piece combo, but you know, other than that, we definitely going with the Supremes for sure.
Yeah. I cannot wait to come back to North Carolina and hang out with you and the family. And we're going to Bojangles. You and I are going to Bojangles.
Yeah, no
Yeah,
doubt.
we're definitely going to
That-
go to Bojangles. Well, obviously, speaking about life in as well as life after football, you are now a homeowner.
Mhm.
So, you're sitting within your home now. A lot of things have happened for Mr. Moe Neal. So just bring me into life after football. And you pushed yourself on the football field. Now you're pushing yourself off of the football field. You are working. And of course, you are now doing something which is really, really tough to do. I feel very blessed by God to say that I am a homeowner. And now you have your home. So I just love to get your thoughts on life after football, because your teammates and so many people around the world are like, what do I do when I'm done playing the sport that I played my whole life, that literally has been like every breath that I've taken for however many years. So what has life after football been for you? Not that it's totally done, not that you couldn't coach, not that you couldn't train, not that you couldn't find a place somewhere, because I don't think that's out of the realm of possibility. But bring me into life after football and the achievements that you had. And as your older brother, let me say congratulations to you, because the world that, like you said, you don't understand God's plan sometimes. I don't either. And there's things you don't understand. There's things I don't understand. But I'm proud of you. I'm happy for you. And I think you should know that I'm going to be proud of you no matter what you do, as long as you follow God and give it all you got. So I love to share life after football with you. And first and foremost, want to say that I'm proud of my little brother.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. And hearing words like that, that's what kept me going. Life after football, just having a great group of people that's been in my life ever since 2020 happened. My group of friends and people that came into my life now. Just when they see me, people out in the community see me, they always give me my flowers. Like, I'm proud of you, man. It's always great to hear things like that, because at once upon a time, I was sick to my stomach, as into like I failed. And I know, like, people love to done the things I've done. I feel like I opened a lot of doors for my community, as far as like on the football field and recruitment, and guys getting more exposure nowadays, and just being one that they can look up to and talk to as well. So when people like that in my corner, obviously my family, friends, they definitely held me down over the years and giving me that boost that I needed in times when I was, in a dark place where it hurts. A lot of people might not know that feeling until you actually gone through it. But like you say, to have something taken from you that you've been working your whole life to achieve, it hurts, especially when you didn't get the opportunity. It's another thing, you give it your all. Like I got the opportunity and it just didn't happen. But it's a lot of things left unsaid in my chapter in my football career that what could have been, and I think that's what eats me up sometimes, and it still does to this day. But now I'm in a much way better headspace than I was in 2020 and even 2021, stuff like that. So, but by just the grace of God and trying to come closer with Him, build a better relationship with Him, just to see His plans for me and how He wants to use me as a light out here for other people. I want to be that person that people can call on no matter what's going on in their life. I like to consider myself like a strong-minded person, someone that wants to find a solution and wants to help anybody in need. So yeah, it's been one of those things where it's life and outside of that, man, outside of my little stint in the XFL and back in 2023 when I was with the Brahmas, and spent a little bit of time in Seattle as well once I got traded. Spent a few days with them. It was, coming home after that, and I had a great camp. I killed it, got great words from Hall of Famer Hines Ward, who enjoyed watching me play on his team, and just the business and politics side of the game is where I got the short end of the stick. But I definitely gained a lot of respect from my peers that I played with, especially in the running back room. I still got one of the guys that I talk to all the time. We'd be sending each other stuff on Instagram. Kayleen Balaj, which was a big time running back at Arizona State. I think he still got like the touchdown record. I think he had like 7 touchdowns in one game over to Arizona State. And I think it was against the game against Pat Mahomes at Texas Tech. But just to be around him, man, he got drafted 3rd round with the Dolphins, and he bounced around a little bit. But just to hear his stories and in the NFL, and him just to give me my flowers, like, yo, like, you'd be like, little bro, you tough. Like, I can't believe you didn't get no opportunity. But just to hear things like that is like, man, it's not my ability. It's not in my cards. And once that happened, I didn't make that team in the XFL. I was just like, man, left it all out there. I got my shot. If I don't play again, I'm happy.
Yeah.
I left it all out there. So that's all you can ever ask for. A lot of people don't get to even live out a little bit of their dreams. I didn't get to fulfill my dreams fully, but I definitely could say that, I played at a professional level at a sport. It's just, it's amazing once I reflect and look back on it. A great career. I had no major injuries, never went under surgery, never missed a game. And we talk about stats and me being in the record books, man. I think that should open up a lot of eyes too. It's just the durability and how blessed I was that I played in every single game from my freshman year to my senior year as a running back. And I played, never missed a game due to injury. So that's a blessing.
Yeah.
And just looking back at it now, it's like, God really had his hands on me, and he still do. He's stopping me from something that I can't see. And that's all I have to look at it. And the people in my circle, they tell me all the time, you got to look at it like that. So I always got to take a positive out of things, but that's always easier said than done because we're human. We have emotions, and we never know how we're feeling. So, certain days it's not going to be our best days. And we be in slump some days where all we can think about is the negative stuff and how everything went wrong and why this, why that. And we get caught up in that, and we're not like, man, we're blessed. So even when you open your eyes in the morning, you're blessed. If you got a roof over your head, you got food, you got water, you're a step ahead of a lot of people, because a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have, shelter, food, and water consistently. So you think about all those things and just really, because life is so much more in life than football. And I'm starting to realize that now. It's like football is a small token of who I am. And I like to carry myself as in, like, if you don't know Moe Neal, or if you didn't watch me on TV, or if you don't know nothing about me, if you have a conversation with me, you never know I play football, because that's not how I conduct myself. I don't like, hey, I'm in the record books in Syracuse history. I'm a captain. I did this. I went D1. I'm one of the best players ever come through my community. So all those things I let other people do that, talking about me. And I like to be just a genuine, good person. Every time I come in contact with people, a stranger, I always like to be well-mannered. You never know what someone's going through. So, yeah, just like I say, football is just a small portion of my life and who I am. And now that, that door is slowly closing, is about there. Like I said, I'm 27. People ask me all the time, like, man, I definitely feel good. I feel like I can play for sure. But, like I say, it's just, it's something that I'm really not pursuing as much I was back in 2020, 2021. Right now, just, if it was to happen, hey, if somebody's like, hey, we want you to try out for this Canadian League team or the XFL, or the USFL just started back up. But, I'm not going out and looking for it, I guess, because, I'm just trying to find my passion outside of football. I have a great job right now that I'm doing. I do customer service at this international food coloring company, which is very unique. Food coloring is very expensive, and I didn't know how expensive it really was. But when you look at it, it's like we didn't have food coloring, food and drink stuff wouldn't have no texture, anything like that. So it's, just being customer service, just coming into the corporate world a little bit and different things. I'm just trying to find my footing. And I can sit here and tell you today that I haven't found that. Like, I like what I do, but it's it's not something that I get up every day and like, yeah, I can't wait to go to work. Go to work. Let's get on this computer, email these customers. but but yeah, it's definitely something that's intriguing to me for sure. And I work with a great company. The CEO, he loves me. He's an ex basketball player himself, so he kind of knows what I'm going through as far as like transitioning myself. And I couldn't ask for a better company to start my journey with, as far as like, working in the corporate world and figuring out what I want to do, because they given me so many opportunities to better myself within the company and move up and do different things while I'm able to, have a, comfortable lifestyle at the moment. Like you said, I was able to purchase my first ever townhome last year, back in April. So almost coming up on a year of me being a homeowner.
Yeah.
And that's been amazing, a great accomplishment in my life, for sure. Uh, Outside of football, just being able to, I look around, sometimes I come home, I'll be like, hey, I really done it. And I know at one point I was like, it was a struggle because I was saving money. I was staying with my parents, and they, hats off to them, because they allowed me to stay down, and they wasn't charging me a lot of money to stay there. They would still treat me like I was in high school.
Yeah.
But I mean, not completely free though. I definitely had to, pay and hold my own weight for sure, but definitely not to the magnitude of what some people would have to go through. So I'm definitely blessed for them to just hold me down until I was able to, branch out and, just take that leap of faith. And now I'm here. But yeah, it's been wonderful, man. On top of that, like I say, just trying to find my footing. I've been looking into real estate. Um, that might be my next move as far as like accomplishing something. Just put my mind to wanting to do something, because I'm a little fearful right now. Just fearful of like failing. A lot of people be like, "Oh, the test is hard," but I kind of want to conquer that, as far as like, I know I can do anything that I put my mind to. I've always been wired that way. My dad always say, if you think number one, you'll be number one. And I try to use that every day in life, no matter what I'm doing. I want to be the best at. I want to, do it 110%. And I want you to remember my name. And that's another one that's saying, like, make them say your name. You go out there and do something to make them remember you. So, yeah, so I've been looking at that. I think that's gonna be next up on my agenda, man. So looking for a crib in North Carolina. I had to shop with your boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, so definitely trying to just embark on new journeys, man, and just take it a day at a time. Just live in the moment. 27 years old, but I'll be 28 this year, and that number is sounding crazy to me as well. It's like, damn, I'm getting up there. It's like I was just remembering I was 21, 22 years old, and now on the cusp of hitting those 30s. So I'm just excited, and I'm hungry to want more for myself. I want more. Like, I've achieved a good bit so far. Like, I got a job, I have house, our relationship status. I have a great girlfriend. Me and her, we're building our relationship, and that's also a journey of us just taking it a day at a time and just trying to get to know each other better each and every day, and build a family together and have something special. So all those things, man, are something that I'm just excited and eager to just keep building on. I feel like just laying that foundation down now, so whenever I do have my own kids of my own, I could, give them a childhood that I didn't have. And that's what it's all about. And yeah, so that's pretty much it, man. Just trying to make it. So we're trying to make it. Life outside of football. Talked to a couple of my teammates. Like I said, I talked to KJ. I was just in Atlanta last weekend, Valentine's Day. It was it was a couple weekends ago. But yeah, I was down there Valentine's Day weekend, and I got to run into Chris Fredericks, my boy Frizzle, as we call him. For those you don't know, you should know. He was a big piece on our defense. A three at corner. He was a great guy. He was also he was my roommate my last year there as a senior. It was me, him, Andre Cisco, and Kenneth Ruff. So anytime I get to see my teammates and talk to those guys, it's always great to see, and we always tell each other that we're proud of each other. That's one of the things one of the first things he said to me is like, man, I just want to let you know I'm proud of you. I know it's hard. You know, a lot of people don't know what to do. We get out here, it's like, dang, football over. Got to make something happen. So it's always good to reconnect with ex-teammates and guys that you bonded with and actually became a man with, because we all came in 17, 18-year-old kids. We left men, 21, 22-year-old, and now we're on the back end of adulthood and trying to figure it out. So this is awesome.
Yeah, you know,
Carvel DeWitt, it's what happy tastes like. Do you know why? Because we make ice cream. Creamy, rich, flavorful ice cream. Not yogurt or iced milk like some of our competitors. Ice cream. Fresh, by hand, daily. For the calorie conscious, we have something new for you. Our new Carvelite. Same great flavor, creaminess, and texture of our regular ice cream with only 35 calories an ounce. So whether you want an ice cream cake, flying saucer, dasher, carvalanche, hard or soft ice cream, we will satisfy your craving with our fresh, handmade regular or new Carvelite ice cream. Carvel DeWitt. It's what happy tastes like.
The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is located on 3680 Milton Avenue in the Home Depot Plaza. It is your family-friendly sports bar and restaurant. Folks, some sports bars aren't family-friendly. Some family-friendly restaurants are not sports bars. The Wildcat Sports Pub in Camillus, New York is proud to be both. It is that marriage that you've been looking for years. The Wildcat Sports Pub is your home base for your sports bar and restaurant needs, games for the kids, indoor and outdoor activities, and enough things on the menu to come back every single week and get to try something new. They're open Sundays from noon to 8 p.m., Monday through Wednesday, 11 a.m. to 11 p.m., and Thursday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to midnight. For reservations and party information, call 315-487-2222 for the Wildcat family-friendly sports pub and restaurant.
GG Cards and Breaks. Like, comment, subscribe.
GG Cards and Breaks, coming to you on 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, is your one-stop sports card and trading card shop. If you've collected before, it is the perfect place to continue your collection. And if you're just starting out, it is the place that is good for any beginner coming into the world of sports and trading cards, thanks to the awesome staff, the knowledge, the wisdom, and the care that goes into everything that starts with Josh and Anthony and trickles throughout the entire team at GG Cards and Breaks, 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York, open Tuesday through Saturday from 10 to 6, and on Sundays from 10 to 5. Head in there today. Let them know that DT sent you for hockey, basketball, baseball, football, soccer, Disney Lorcana, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, while supplies last, with single cards, graded cards, autograph cards, numbered cards, RPAs, which stands for Rookie Patch Auto, as well as packs and boxes to buy to try your luck and see what you can get to bring home today into your collection and to find something great for someone you care about at GG Cards and Breaks, 639 Delmar Place in Syracuse, New York. The Lemoyne College Dolphins are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Find your Dolphins every single Wednesday during Dolphin Time, weekly on Wake Up Call, Wednesdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Time, worldwide, with student athletes, coaches, administration, future Dolphins, and alumni joining Wake Up Call throughout the years to tell their stories and their connection to the greater Finn family. You can find all of our content with Lemoyne by going to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and and find our Lemoyne playlist. You can also find the Dolphins on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to LeMoyneDolphins.com and fins up. The Bryan and Stratton College Bobcats of Syracuse are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Find your Bobcats in what we call the Bobcat Buzz every single month, centering on their awesome sports programs, their student athletes, their coaches, their administration. A lot of wonderful things going on at Bryan and Stratton College of Syracuse on 2 campuses, one right outside of the city of Syracuse, New York. If you go up the hill on James Street, as well as right there across from Avicoli's off of Route 57 in Liverpool. You can find all of our content with the Bobcats by going to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and find the BSC Syracuse playlist. You also find the Bobcats on wakeupcalldt.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to syracuse.bscbobcats.com and go Bobcats. The Binghamton University Bearcats are exclusive multimedia marketing partners with Wake Up Call with Dan Tortora. Find your Bearcats every Tuesday during Bearcat time. Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time worldwide. You can get your student athletes, coaches, and administration throughout the years telling their stories and what we like to call Bearcat time. The Binghamton University Bearcats with us Tuesdays at 10 a.m. Eastern Time. And, of course, you can find all of our content by going to youtube.com/wakeupcalldt. Click subscribe, hit the notification bell, and find our Binghamton playlist. You can also find the Bearcats on WakeUpCallDT.com's homepage and underneath the exclusive partners tab. For more information, go to BinghamtonBearcats.com and go Bearcats.
This is awesome.
Yeah, and like you said, and I appreciate you sharing that because it's something that people don't talk about. Right? I mean, everybody talks about the stats and the game and the touchdown and the interception and this, fumble and the recovery and the win and the bowl game and this or that, whatever. But they don't talk, everybody talks about, like, what am I going to do after? Like, and this is a job that if this is your passion and this is what you love, you're probably done in your 30s. You might be done in your 20s. You're like you said, you're in those 20s now, 27, 28, and there's guys that played in the NFL running back and they're done at your age. They're done.
At my age already, they're done.
And you're thinking like, okay, I got 60, 70 years left of my life. What am I going to do? So, I love the fact that you painted that picture and let us see into that. You're always so honest and so open, and you tell the story and you tell it so easily, like you and I are just sitting on a couch talking. I mean, we've done shows sitting in a car. We went and had dinner and when we were out in Charlotte together, and I mean, I went and had dinner with your dad as well a few years back and got to spend some time with him and enjoy that time with him. So, you're just so open, you're so real, you're so honest, and I appreciate, I sit here and I've been realizing this with people I've been talking to lately, you included. I'm like, man, I don't have enough words to say thank you to God. Like, I'm having conversations with people that are honest and genuine and real and true, and they have weight to them, and they matter, and they can change somebody's life, and they can get somebody off the cliff. Like, I can't thank God enough for the fact that I just get to sit here. And so when you're done with your thought and it's back to me to bring up the next topic or what we're talking about, I'm just finding myself in these moments going like, I just kind of want to take a breath and be like, thanks, Mo. Like, I'm listening while everybody else is listening. And I think it's great. I think it's great that we get to have these conversations and then we get to talk about life and just be real. And I mean, this is what I always wanted. It's more than what I could have wanted. And you're always going to be a part of the game. I'm always going to make sure that happens. And, you know, you made mention of something, and I want to call out my Jaguars. If they don't extend Andre Cisco, they're going to make one of the biggest mistakes of their lives. And
Yes.
I'm just letting y'all know that, like, he is your best defensive back. He's not your best safety. He's not your best, like, strong safety, not your best safety. He is your best defensive back. He is one of the guys on this team that's only gotten better. They got him at a steal in the 3rd round, and he was coming off injury. If Jacksonville doesn't extend Andre Cisco, it's like winding up and slapping your own self in the face. So I just want to let people know, if you don't give love to Cinco, I'm going to give love to him. I mean, I do a thing called the Cisco Chronicles, and we talked when he was going into Jacksonville. I've been in the locker room with him over the years in Jacksonville. And so, you know, relationships are important to me, as you know. And Cisco, when he came back for the spring game, he was walking by, and as soon as he caught eyes with me, he had a big smile. He's like, he's like, what's up? And I was like, how you doing, man? So, you know, it's always good to see Cisco and everybody. So I just want to put that out there, that if Jacksonville doesn't re-sign him, one of the 31 other NFL franchises is going to say, wow, you stupid. And then they're going to go give him a deal, and he's going to be an all-pro. So I just hope that if Jacksonville doesn't re-sign him and they make a terrible, horrendous mistake, which I hope they don't do, if they do, then I hope my man goes and wins a championship.
Yeah. I hope he does too, but I also want him to, if they don't sign him back, I want him to come play for the Panthers. Come to the city.
The Panthers need every position now.
We need it in a lot of positions, for sure. But that would be awesome. I was saying that actually. I was like, man, they don't sign Cisco back. Panthers need to pick him up. But yeah, no, Cisco, he's a baller, man. I don't see why you wouldn't sign a guy like that. And he's been awesome since he stepped foot on campus at Syracuse as a freshman. His work ethic, his drive, and the way he pays attention to detail. He's a student of the game for sure, and that shows.
Yeah.
But Jacksonville, don't be stupid.
Yeah. I mean, in the fine words of Kevin Hart, you know, you not putting him on your roster for the future makes me want to put my hands on you.
Exactly.
So.
And exactly.
So let's jump into rapid fire. Moe Neal, Syracuse Orange Running Back history, and also a part of my family member to me. Neal and Tortora might as well be spelled the same. So with that being said, here on Wake Up Call, we get to ask each other some questions of rapid fire. Nothing is prepared. This is off the cuff. We've been doing it for many, many, many years. Mo, you get to ask me the first question.
That's the first question.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So anywhere in the world, free, where you going?
Anywhere in the world for free. Well, my dad and I are, God willing, we're finally going to Italy. So I'll say Spain, because that's where my family is as well. So I'd like to go see my family in Spain. So I'm going to say Spain. I'm single, and at this point, America's been letting me down. I'm going to look for a wife in Italy. So, I'm definitely looking to bring a Rosalina or somebody home with me from Italy. But yeah. So we'll see what Italy can do. So I'm sure it won't disappoint. But
oh yeah, I'm sure that has something out there for you for sure.
Yeah. So either Italy or North Carolina. Somebody needs to. Hey, that's God's decision. So that's God's choice. I trust him. I'm old enough and I've been dumb enough to now trust God when it comes to love. My question back to you, Mo. If you had 24 hours to live, what would you do?
24 hours to live, what would I do?
And by the way, for all you old heads out there, this was a song that Mace was in, and maybe it was Mace Diddy, it was Bad Boy Records. But the thing was, if you had 24 hours to live, just think, where would you go? What would you do? I'm not gonna say the other part, but but yeah, I was just thinking about that. I was like in the shower, and I was like, man, if God said to me, you got 24 hours, what would you do? And then I thought, well, you know what? I'm gonna ask other people that. So that's my question.
Yeah, I mean, if I had 24 hours to live, man, this might sound like the cliche answer, like, oh, you want to be proper, but I would probably just gather my family up, man, and we all take a trip somewhere. Like, if I got 24 hours to live, let's go. Let's go somewhere, like you say, somewhere we ain't been before. Let's go visit Africa or something like that. There's something, different.
Yeah.
And yeah, so definitely something along the lines of that for sure. So we'll see.
All right. Trip to Africa. I like it. What's your next question for me?
Okay, let's see. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? Like,
good
what
question.
dish? What dish? A food, a dish, don't matter, or whatever.
Okay.
If you had to eat it like every day.
Yeah, I would say it's a good question. I would say if I had to eat it every day, is probably something that I would say that I have eaten like 4 or 5 days in a row when I make them at home. Is I make some killer homemade tacos. So I'm gonna say tacos, because like there was a week where I was like chicken. Like I made the tacos and I had chicken that I seasoned, then I had shrimp that I seasoned, then I had the shrimp again, then I had chicken again, then I had both. I do ground turkey. So I want to say tacos, because I feel like I don't get sick of them. Like I remember I was talking to some girl and she's like, is that all you make? And I was like, well, obviously this relationship ain't gonna work out. But I was like, you get mad at me for making healthy, like it is healthy. It's very simple. It was like lettuce and carrots and stuff that I, chicken and shrimp and whatnot that I make at home. So yeah, but yeah, I'm gonna probably say tacos, because I just feel like I don't get sick of them. So I'll say tacos.
Okay, that's a good choice. I had some today.
Yeah. See, I'm saying. So my question back to you, Mo. You and I are gonna star in a movie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You have a girlfriend in real life, so I'm not gonna get you in trouble. This is a 3-part question. We're in a movie together. We are best friends in the movie. We're having a great time. It's a comedy. What job do we have? What city are we in? And what celebrity actress becomes my girlfriend in this movie?
Okay. All right. What's the first one again? What? It's a comedy.
It's a comedy. What's our occupation?
Occupation. It's a comedy. I would say we're gonna be promoters.
Okay.
Have you seen it? I don't know if you gotta watch the movie Janky Promoters. I know you probably haven't seen it.
What is it?
Janky Promoters.
No, I haven't seen it yet.
But you gotta watch it. It's Ice Cube and Mike Epps.
Okay. Well, I gotta, no disrespect to Mike Epps at all. I think he's funny, but I like Ice Cube a lot. So
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I feel like that's something along the lines of that, like us being promoters, and yeah. So our occupation is just like we're promoting for club, lounge, whatever, and we gotta get somebody big time. We gotta get the club jumping, and we gotta make something happen. So that's our occupation. You said,
what city are we in, and who is the celebrity girlfriend of me in the movie?
Okay, so we got the occupation. I'd say the city we're gonna be in Houston.
Okay, why?
It's known for like and I actually never been to Houston. I'm saying it's just gone off experience. It's like I heard it's a big party scene. I heard it's lit out there. Definitely a lot of things to do in the nightlife and daytime and stuff. So putting us in that city, being promoters, we're gonna have to bring our A game, and we're gonna have to, We got to shut the city down. We got to let everybody know, like, where we gonna be at is the place to be, and it's gonna be a great time. And the celebrity girl, I'm gonna have to give you. Let's see who I think you like. I'm about to give you.
I got 3 choices in my head. I'm gonna see if you name one. They're all different though. Actually, I have 4 choices in my head. Let's see.
Give you only because she popped up the other day on some of them. I'm gonna give you Megan Fox.
Man, I love you.
She was on the list.
So I forgot to put her on. It's funny. I just watched the movie, but so Megan Fox. So it's an eclectic group: Megan Fox, Ariana Grande, Jennifer Aniston, and who else did I have on that list? Margot Robbie, and then a name that when people don't know it, it makes me sad. Megan Good.
Who don't know that?
Megan Good. So the first time I saw Megan Good was in Biker Boys, and this was like before Fast and the Furious came out, or like the first or second one was out, and it was a motorcycle thing. Megan Good, African American actress, gorgeous. She was in Think Like a Man 1 and Think Like a Man 2, and so you see like more of her in that. But Megan Good, without doubt. Megan Fox, Margot Robbie, those are all acceptable answers. I would also accept Ariana Grande or Jennifer Aniston. So they're all different though. Like they're literally all different.
I see the diversity there. I like it. I like it for sure. But whoever don't know who Megan Good is, you gotta quit hanging around them.
Yeah. Well, you know what I mess with people all the time. And so I'm just going to be, I mean, you and I are real and I want to be real. So if I'm sitting in a room and like I'm doing a live show, cause like I turn my live shows into comedy events. That's just how I do it. And so I kind of treat it like it's stand-up comedy, even though like we're there talking about sports and whatnot. And so they're like, who's your celebrity crush? And I say Megan Good, and the whole crowd goes silent. And I'm like, racist. What I say. I look around the room. I go, Jennifer Aniston. Everybody goes, yeah. And I go, Megan Good. Crickets. I'm like, y'all are some racist people.
Yeah, you just got to put them on. I bet if you show them pictures and stuff like that, they'll be like, oh, okay.
Hey, you know what? Don't know her. More for me. So that's fine. So your final. Here's a message from Renee from Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York. Open Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and Sundays for brunch.
It's a lot like the way that my mom and dad ran their restaurant. We have put in place a lot of people that are family to us, very similar to how my dad hired people that were family to him. And then the tradition I'm carrying on is a lot of the items that are on our menu are my dad's. And he taught our chefs how to recreate his dishes. So I think that Tommy McInerney, who our executive chef is, to him it is an art. And I think that when he does create a dish, it's not just about making the food taste delicious, which is definitely our priority, but it's an art to him, and it's almost like his canvas on a plate where he just wants the colors to look great, and people love it because he takes pride in that. And Bryan and I appreciate that. We want it to obviously look good and taste good. I will tell you, when we opened up, it was 6 weeks before COVID. And what was amazing was the community, our friends and family stepped up, and everybody did takeout. Everybody supported us. Our hearts were just so filled. So to Bryan and I, obviously our friends come all the time, and we just have repeat customers in Jamesville, and I think people going to our previous restaurant in Green Lakes are making the trip to come to Bryan's Landing to support us. And I mean, I think we have great food and a great atmosphere. So it's very, very important to us.
Head to Bryan's Landing, located on 6523 East Seneca Turnpike in Jamesville, New York, where memories have become recipes that are now meals to share with you. Tuesdays and Wednesdays for dinner, Thursday through Saturday for lunch and dinner, and on Sundays for brunch. And be sure to come out for live music Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Here is a special message from Brian Bruno, owner of Servomation Refreshments Incorporated.
I grew up in the family business, had the experience of working for a national food service company with thousands of employees. And as much as I enjoyed the experience I had, there's something about, owning my own company and being able to change the things I saw wrong with the industry firsthand, which is why I moved back to my hometown in Canastota, New York to launch Servomation. It was back in 2007. When we first started the business in 2007, really you didn't find any machines with credit card readers. There was a lack of variety in machines. You got stuck with basically whatever the vending company wanted to sell that day. There's a lot of inefficiencies in the business, and those were all things that we saw as opportunities, both from a customer level to improve and from an operating level to be more efficient. We've really been at the forefront of introducing retail technology into our space. We were doing self-checkout back in 2009 before it really became a national phenomenon. The whole point of it isn't to just improve the customer experience. It's to make it feel more like a retail environment where people don't have to be afraid of what they're buying behind glass. They don't have to be afraid of not being able to see the ingredients of the packages. It was an easy transaction from that standpoint. If we were to reinvent something, we wanted to make sure what we were making looked and felt more like a deli and not like something that you would traditionally see in a vending machine. I was tired of hearing for years the customers say the wheel of death because the vending machine would circle around with the same tuna salad in it. What we wanted to do was it really change the perception of that food. So allowing customers to touch it, allowing customers to feel the weight of it, allow customers to see the freshness of it, and also the variety of it really helps them change the perception and ultimately the value of what we bring to them. The point of differentiation you have to make is either in value or the quality. And I think on both of those fronts, Servomation has really, in large part, changed that value system for employees. So they no longer have to worry about bringing their food from home or having to leave their desk during the day and rush out to get back in time for their break to end. We're bringing something that they can count on in their break room every day, and they know it's going to be there, they know it's going to be fresh, and they don't have to worry about it being sold out or something that they don't enjoy. We've also heavily invested in flavored water machines, so you can get a glass of water with a fresh piece of fruit in it, along with bean to cup coffee machines. So there's not a day that goes by we're not surprised when we get customers that call us and say, we didn't know you could do all this. We're really lucky to have a strong group of dedicated employees. Most of our employees have been with us since inception. They're family to us, and people like doing business with people they like and trust. And I think the same thing goes for employees. And in a day and an age where there's a lot of corporations that just look at an employee as a number and don't get to know them, that's just not the way I was raised or how I like to do business. So we're a little old-fashioned. We like getting close to our employees. We like knowing how we can help them. We like knowing how we can improve their lives, adjust their schedules, whatever it may be to help improve their quality of life. And we think in the end that makes for a happier employee. We're fortunate enough to have really grown over the last several years, and from Pennsylvania to Massachusetts to Connecticut, we really do have a strong connection, even though we're not in the rooms every day with these employees. There's not one single employee that we feel like we don't know, and certainly we know they can call us at any time, and they're definitely treated as family to us. I wake up every single day really excited to surprise our customers in a good way. The one thing I could tell you is I think that every one of our employees and every one of our customers will continue to be at the forefront of every decision we make.
Find out how Servomation can help you and your business by going to servomation.com. That's fine. So your final question for me, Mo.
Let's see. Final question. Ooh, hit you with. Man, I had one too, and I started answering my question because I had it in my head. I started talking about answering your question. Spot.
Got one more.
Okay. So, really, actually, dang. Well, that's what I was going to ask you. So I'm going to have to think of another one. But
okay.
I was going to ask you, like, if you got one night to impress your favorite crush, your crush or whatever, who you choosing and where you going, and like how are you going to win her over? That was going to be my question. So we actually still could, because there's like multiple questions in one. I mean, we kind of know your lineup now.
Yeah.
Like, so if you got one, so we just add on. So we know your lineup, whichever one you choose from
Okay.
those those women that you named. But now you got one night to impress them. I mean, go all out. Whether you put them on a flight, you cooking dinner for them, you take them to a 5-star hotel, you whatever you doing. How are you going? Like, tell me the events leading up and how the night's gonna go. How you gonna win? How you gonna win them over? How you gonna win your crush?
All right.
Like,
All right.
so
All right.
how you about to do it? Let me know something so
Okay.
I can take notes.
All right. So Megan Good and I are going out on a date, and I am going to go to Alexandria Bay by the Thousand Islands up here in New York. I'm gonna rent a boat. I'm gonna take her. I'm gonna take her out on the boat to a private island. The island is gonna be all set up with candles everywhere. The candles are gonna be in a line going up to our table where we're sitting, and a dinner that I prepared for us is going to be served. So it's going to be from me with love. And then that night, while we sit there by the water looking up at the stars, I'm going to sing to her.
Ooh, boys, hey, you ain't got no choice but to like you after that. I don't know what one went like that. That's the red carpet right there.
Yeah, the next girl I date is going to be like, where my boat at?
Yeah, I'm about to say, your next girlfriend, she's watching the show right now. She's going to be like, okay, I need a boat. We going to an island. What's all that you was talking about?
Yeah.
But nah, that's dope for sure. That's definitely an amazing night. I'm sure any woman would enjoy it. So hats off to you. I definitely think, after that night, you got Megan Good in the bag.
Yeah, that's right. Megan, I hope you're listening. So my question back to you is, let's see here. So you can become a superhero. You get to choose your power. Oh, look at the pup here. There we go. My dog was hanging out before. So tell everybody who this is.
So this is my son, Bruno. Named after Bruno Mars. His mom named him after Bruno Mars. As she liked Bruno Mars, but yeah, this is sweet Bruno, man. He's a great dog. Look, he's very loving, and he don't do much. All he wants to do is be up under his mom or me. So just be hanging out, chilling.
Yeah, well, keep Bruno on the screen for a second. Give me 1 second here. Keep Bruno on that screen.
All right.
Hold on.
Run. Bruno, what's up?
Yeah, we can't have Bruno on the screen and not have Miss Lillian here. So let me bring this screen up here for Miss Lily and get her on this screen. So let me go ahead and do that. Here she is. There's Miss Lily.
Bruno, look. Say hey, Lily.
Look, say hi. You guys say hi. Look, there's Bruno. You see him? You see him, Miss Lily? She's so sweet.
You see her?
You're a good girl. Look at that. And if I didn't win Megan Good over, we just had 2 dogs on the screen. So.
2 dogs, yeah. So look, hey. It's my boy though, man.
Well, God bless him. To a beautiful, long, healthy, happy, safe life to Bruno. With all of you,
sir.
For sure. So my question back to you is, you got a superpower. What superpower would you want to have? And we'll keep it going with you and me. So you can give me, you got a superpower, you can give me a superpower. What superpower do I have? What superpower do you have? And what villain do we fight? In what city? So superpowers, city, villain.
Superpower, city, villain. Okay, superpower. I say my superpower definitely is gonna be like uh, I'm quick on my feet, so I'm gonna be like Flash. My superpower is just like you see me here, now you don't. Yeah, I just got the ability to like,
All right.
I don't know if you are a Flash fan or watched a little bit of the series,
I am.
but his ability to phase through the wall and stuff like that, and
Yeah.
just how fast he was, that would be my ability for sure.
Well, let me tell you this really quick. Flash is my favorite DC superhero, and I did a festival back in 2018, 2019, 20 it was 2018. I did a festival, the CNY Pop Festival, and I'm friends with Michelle Harrison, who plays the Flash's mom on the TV show, and she came out to Syracuse.
Oh, okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
That's dope. Yeah.
Definitely a fan of the Flash for sure.
Yeah, that's dope. But yeah, so that's definitely my superpower is lightning fast for sure.
Okay.
Be able to see me there, now you don't. And I can be somewhere on the other side of the city and blink of an eye. But especially in traffic.
I like that. I like that. Okay.
So yeah, definitely in traffic. But let's see, your superpower. Let's see, I'm lightning fast, so I'm gonna have your superpower, the ability to. I'm gonna say your ability. You don't have multiple. Your ability to read minds.
Okay.
I feel like that goes good with just your personality now, being like able to how you come across many different people. You had a lot of conversations with a lot of people. So I feel like giving you the ability to read people's minds
Okay.
and be able to know what they're going to do or before they even do it. You can tell what they're thinking. Like you can read the room. Like you can let me know. Like, hey, Mo, and like if we're in a movie together, like, Mo, that guy over there is thinking about shooting the place up.
Yeah.
You need a lightning fast get out of here. Like grab one ball. So I'm gonna give you the ability to read minds,
Okay.
and also I'm gonna give you the ability to your superpower. Just I would say be able to fly. So read minds and fly for you.
Okay.
I like flying just because like be the overseer. And
Yeah.
so you be my eyes up in the sky. Like quick, we can save a lot of people.
I'm with it. Flight is one that I definitely pick, and I love angel wings and all that stuff. So I am definitely in agreement, and I vibe people, and I trust I call it my spider sense. So I can definitely I appreciate that I can go with that.
For sure.
So
And,
what city and who's the villain?
So the city we in, I'm gonna go Chicago.
Okay.
We fighting in the windy. It's the windy city, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the windy city. We're gonna be in Chicago.
Okay.
Also another city I've never been. So I named Houston and Chicago cities I've never been, but I'm naming them because I like them and I do eventually want to visit both of those cities for sure. But yeah, we're in Chicago, and our villain is my favorite villain of all time. Definitely is Thanos. So why not want to take down my favorite villain, which is going to be a tough task for us, but with our ability to read his mind, to think we'll be one step ahead of him, ability to be lightning quick, get them stones off of him, and ability to fly and all that. Stuff like that, I definitely feel like we got a good chance. Sure.
Yeah, I love it. Because I'll read his mind, and then I'll tell you what to do. You got those lightning quick hits on him. Then we lift him. Then we lift him up into the air. We get the
twirl him around. Yeah, twirl him around or something.
Get those jewels off his hand. By the way, I don't think people understand. Like before, he had a white glove with a bunch of jewels on it. Michael Jackson did. So who knew that Michael Jackson had the power of the universe as well? So
He once did too.
yeah, just to throw that out there to everybody. And you talk about Thanos was on this other planet, and Michael Jackson could moonwalk. I mean, it's all kind of flows together, I feel like. But with that being said, Moe Neal on the broadcast, Syracuse Orange running back alum, speaking on life in and after football. And, of course, Wake Up Call is where sports meets life here inside of the Great Lakes Honda City Studios. Mo, as always, I have no idea how to say goodbye, and I don't. People that know me know that I say see you. I never say goodbye. So I will see you hopefully very soon in person. I'm coming to collect my jersey, and hopefully you and I could spend some time together, and we can have some fun in a place that's becoming another home to me, which is North Carolina.
Yes, sir. No doubt, brother. And I appreciate you having me on the show. It's a pleasure as always. Ever since the beginning, we got many more checkups, many more Zoom calls to go for a lifetime. So, like I say, always a pleasure to be in your presence, man. Family, like you say. My last name should be spelled the same.
Yeah, that's right. And my favorite number is 21, and this man wore it, and he wore it very well. Moe Neal, Wake Up Call. Thank you, Mo, as always, and God bless to you and the family, and, of course, to all of your plans ahead here in the present and the future, and to Bruno as well.
I appreciate it, man. God bless you as well. You and Lily.
Thank you.